Hello, here's a little tutorial on how I did my scrapjacked page. First, I did made a custom stencil using silhouette cut files, and I will go ahead and offer that, or try to offer that, on my blog, the one that I made. It's really easy. You just take your preferred design and duplicate it and make your background, and that's it. So I went ahead and cut that out of a thin cardboard, and it's just the backing that comes in the paper packs or your kits like you get from Studio Calico. This one came with my PAL paper that I ordered from there, and it's just the right width to where you don't have to worry about cutting too deep or anything like that. If you wanted to keep using this more than, say, maybe 10 times, I mean, I've already used this twice and it's still, I can use it lots more. But if you just wanted to make sure that you could keep using it, you could, I was thinking you could use packing tape and tape over the whole thing, and then just go around with your X-Acto knife and cut out where the butterflies are. That would laminate it in a sort of way, and the water wouldn't really damage it in any way if you do it like that. So let's get on to what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm using watercolors. I'm using the ones that come in the tube. Forgive me, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I just bought this set at Michael's for $4, cheapest one, works great. I wanted to match my colors. They come in kind of primary colors, and I wanted to match my colors with the paper that I'm using. I'm using the Dear Lizzie papers, and I believe some Maggie Holmes papers, and also a mint kind of background from Trendsetters. So I'm using quite a few different papers, but I wanted to pick up some of the main colors, which were the navy, the mint, the pink, and the orange, and yellow, I'm sorry. And so I just added the red, the dark blue, the yellow, and a little bit of green and blue and yellow for my mint, and then I added white to all of them until I got the color that I wanted. And you really only need to use a very tiny bit to get your colors. Okay, so to do the butterflies, what I did first was I painted water where the butterflies were, and then I went over with my watercolors. And the reason I did that is because I really wanted a muted watercolor look, and I'm not taking care to not go under the stencil. I also used a little bit of salt. You can use Epsom salt or regular salt, and that gives it a kind of splotchy look. So now I'm putting my page together. Of course, after it all dries, you'll take off your stencil and you'll get your design. When I put my pages together, I don't really have a thing that I do except cut my paper into squares or rectangles. This, obviously, we're lifting a page already made, so I am just going off of that, and I really like to add a lot of layers and dimension, so I wanted my picture to have lots of layers behind it. I found this little pad at the dollar store, and it had great colors in it. Had the mint, had the yellow, had I believe it had another color I can't remember off the top of my head, but it had a lot of great colors in it, and it was a really thick little notepad, and that really gave the dimension that I wanted behind my photo. I also really love that Dear Lizzie flower background, and I wanted that to be the focal point. It has a lot of the colors that I used for the butterflies, and I just really like that design. It's really cute. So here you can see I'm just layering my photo and sticking it down, and a lot of the times I don't glue until I know exactly how I want things and where I want things. And I also obviously like to add a lot of layers and a lot of little bits and pieces. So here I went ahead and took off all my elements and I sewed on the page. And I just used my sewing machine to do a quick little stitches here and there and give it the look of the jacked page. Now you see what I'm doing here. I had layered some stickers and I'm putting powder on the back of it because I don't want it to stick to my page for one, and I want to pop dot it and give it dimension. So I always powder my stickers no matter if they're going to lay flat or not, because I don't ever know if I really want them there. So if you baby powder the backs of them, you can move them wherever you want and then just add a quick little bit of glue to the back when you figure out what you want to do with it. That way it's not permanent. I'm not stuck with a sticker on my page that I didn't want there. And that's happened to me in the past before, and that's why I do this. So I also added this little cardboard leaf, and what I did was use the same paints that I used for the background on the leaf, and I did each grouping of leaves in the color. Really simple, dried nicely, and I'm just adding that as another little embellishment. Now I'm just adding my title and trying to place it in a way that I like. I always have trouble with my titles. Never know what to say, what it should be called, where it should go, what letters I should use. So this takes me quite a while. This is always the spot where I get stuck and it goes in a pile for later, and then I usually don't finish it. So I've been trying to make myself finish my pages and do my titles and come up with something really creative as titles, which is not exactly what I do, but anyways. So that's it. That's the finished page. I hope you enjoyed this little video and stop by soon